Hello, welcome back. I often mention this, I call it poor man's carbon paper, and I started to make some, and then I thought, wait a minute, I need to show you. It's been a long time since I showed you how to do this. So here's the scoop. I've got a pencil drawing, my rough sketch that I want to go on this piece of illustration board, right? And the illustration board, of course, is opaque, so I can't use a light table to trace. So I put this on my computer scanner and I blew it up slightly because I wanted it slightly larger. So I'm putting my sketch away, and now I want to get this image onto my illustration board. And some of you, this is boring you to tears because you already know all this. I know. But this is for some people who don't know exactly how to do this. So I've got a charcoal pencil in my hand. There's several different ways to do this, of course. It's not just one way. I'm showing you one way. In fact, let me put that aside for a second and pick up a piece of willow charcoal or vine charcoal. Same idea. Just to show you a couple different options. This kind is much softer, makes a lot more dust, but it covers more widely. I am not finished. Don't hang up on me yet, because we haven't done the most important step of this yet. In other words, if you think, oh, I get it, you rub charcoal over the back. No, probably you're not with me yet. Okay, because that's just step one. Step two, very important, at least in my opinion. Take a piece of Kleenex or tissue, and we're going to rub this to smooth it out and make it somewhat more even. And I have a feeling that I actually have in my charcoal kit, I have used pieces of tissue for this very reason, because I don't think that's dark enough. So let me do another application just to make sure that it's dark enough. By the way, in the background, I don't know if you can hear that music, that's the music of my dear friend Eric Terlizzi. Italian, spell it just the way it sounds, Terlizzi. Eric Terlizzi. Beautiful, I was going to say orchestral, yeah, close enough. Beautiful instrumental stuff. He has several albums out. If you like that, you can look it up. I think this album might be called Carried by My Father. And I have paid Eric, and we'll pay him again for the use of his music on my YouTube videos. Okay, I feel like that's probably dark enough. It's kind of a messy operation. I'm going to keep this, by the way, toss it back here in my charcoal kit. While I'm tossing things, though, let me clean up the mess that I just made so I don't get this gray, hazy charcoal all over everything. Now this is kind of important. You want to take this down and not have it sliding all over your paper, because it'll make a mess. And I'm using here removable Scotch tape, so the stuff that comes off easy. Does that make sense? And I'm afraid if you use the tough stuff, it might damage the illustration board. That's the easy stuff. Now, one more trick, and that is when you're doing this, I like to use a red, and let me zoom you in here real close so you can see very well what's going on. I like to use a red ballpoint pen for the simple reason that allows you to see where you've been. Oh, another thing I learned with this illustration board, don't push down too hard, because you don't want to leave a groove in the illustration board. Does that make sense? You don't want to create a depression in the illustration board. I am certainly not going to make you watch me do all of this. This is probably enough to get started. Just enough. But let's do this. Here, let me do some of these branches up here. And let's just make sure that the image is coming off clearly enough. So I'm going to remove the tape up here. Hold it back. Oh yeah, plenty good. You see that? Good enough. That's how it works. Poor man's carbon paper. Of course, I'm being silly about the poor man part. It's not a problem of economics. It's a problem of how do you get this image? They do make Saral, S-A-R-A-L, Saral paper for doing this exact thing. And I have some of that, but I find that this is just quicker and easier. Okay, that's all for this. Thanks for watching. Hope that's helpful to somebody.